With a lot of golfers, what I see in the backswing is this trail elbow will tend to do this. It will tend to work more what I would call internally and spread and go behind your back line too early in the backswing. Then you get to the top of the swing and it ends up looking something like this. The club is quite narrow. You haven't got that width and that stretch to the backswing, and the elbow is quite deep. And if you have a big turn, it travels a long way behind your back. Now the pitfalls in this, when your arm travels behind your back, it nearly always gets stuck behind your ribcage on the way down. So you get a trap kind of feel, and then you have to flap at it with your hands or swing massively to the right. If it gets basically too narrow, so you don't turn, but you still get this arm spreading, what tends to happen then, obviously you can't get enough momentum in the club, speed in the club, because you don't get the width or length in the club to be able to generate power as such. Also, when it gets into this shape, the center of mass wants to come forward in relation to the arms and hands, and therefore it's very difficult then to switch that around on the downswing to make the club shallow. So the club will always want to fall out this way. Then you might early extend to compensate to make good contact on the ball and get that path more organized through the hitting zone. But it's a very compensatory reaction, which will give you very mixed results. Some great shots for sure, but a lot of crap shots. So we want as much consistency and ease to the golf swing as we can. When you watch good players and good ball strikers, as they swing back, this trail elbow sticks inside the front line, the arm will fold. So it's like, for example, you're kind of throwing some seed on the lawn here. You're trying to keep this shape of the hand and this elbow working this way. It's not spreading or going too deep. It is working inward for sure. And as it goes to the top, it's going to continue on that kind of vein and not overbend. So when the arm overbends, that is also misery for me. So we want to not bend the arm more than 90 degrees, and we want to make sure it doesn't go too deep. The ways in which you can practice this and feel this, I'm going to show you a few things. Take your trail hand on the golf club and take your lead hand and put it behind this elbow. Make a backswing. Put pressure on the elbow. And we want to feel as we're going up to the top of the swing, there's a subtle bending, a subtle folding. The elbow points more towards the golf ball. If you think about arm wrestles, this is obviously losing an arm wrestle. This is winning an arm wrestle. As we go back, we want to feel we're gradually losing that arm wrestle as we get to the top. And we want to feel, and this is an exaggerated feel, that the elbow almost points towards the golf ball. It never will, but we never really want to see this elbow go too far behind our bum line or our tush line at the top of the swing. Slightly behind we can get away with, but most elite ball strikers, you'll see this elbow inside their bum line at the top of the swing. So we want to lose the arm wrestle, so throw that seed, hold that pizza box, rotate that pizza box, and then lose the arm wrestle to the top. Where does my thumb point? It points to the left of the target as I look there. That's the feeling we want. So initially what I want you to feel is, can you hit a golf ball feeling that you're folding and losing the arm wrestle? That is the initial thing I want you to really focus on. It's not easy to lose the arm wrestle. Winning the arm wrestle, that feels easy. Physically, that's not a problem at all. It's just not very dynamic. We want to lose this arm wrestle and then almost lose the arm wrestle even more as we start down to get back to the golf ball. And we want the arms to be pushing in front of the rib cage to deliver that club as we want through the ball. Let's show you a different way of feeling this and experiencing this. Okay, so I've got a shaft in the ground here with an alignment rod sticking out of it. If I take my setup, this is pretty much on my heel line. So I would never want to hit this with my trail elbow. So if I do a poor trail elbow move, you'll see here I make contact. So the idea is never to hit that. Obviously, if my shaft hits it at the top, that's absolutely fine because that's the direction the club is going in. But the key is I don't want the elbow to go deep enough that I'd ever hit this alignment rod. So initially what I do is make some practice swings. Can I make them without making contact on that rod? Great, that's exactly what I want to feel I'm going to do. Then go ahead and hit a shot. Trying to do the same in an action shot and a swing. Then ideally, try and get a feel for that. The reason why I like drills and constrained drills like this is it gives us feels. A lot of people say, I want a feel for this. Well, how do we create feels? We create feels by making us move the way we want to move. So this drill creates a feel that we can then go and use on the golf swing straight away. And we want that feel to be topped up. So you might do this for a few swings every week just to make sure you're getting the club in the right place. And as I said earlier, getting the elbow less bent and more external, more this way, and not deep, is crucial to having the more natural shallowing position on the way down. So it allows us to do the correct things on the way down to create great golf shots, hit straight shots, and maybe even little draws if that's what you so desire.